Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to take a look at how all three of the Goku's Family EZA units perform in the Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So we've got a couple of units here. I've done reviews on a lot of them. It's the Int Ultimate Gohan, there is the Physical Goku Angel, and there's the Strength Goten Kid. So we'll start with taking a look at the Ultimate Gohan. A pretty decent starting defense, only really has All in the Family activated. Obviously it's not going to be enough for Extreme Super Battle Road. It's very important that he gains an additional 58% attack and defense when there is another Goku's Family category ally in the same turn, which is obviously very good. Then he also has a high chance of firing an additional super attack, or a great chance I should say of firing an additional super attack. Plus he gets an additional attack and defense of 20% with each super attack performed. So he takes probably the longest to get online, but I think he has the highest capacity, at least from what I've seen. So yeah, looks pretty good. Obviously we've taken a look at him in a review video. Starting damage doesn't look too hot, but you can see it starts to build up pretty decently. The main concern for him would be defensive, but with an item taking only 8,000 or so from a physical type Goku without being fully built up is okay. He's still got one more defensive stack to go, so looking pretty solid so far. The next one is going to be the Strength Goten. So Strength Goten also looking pretty solid overall. He's another unit, but he's very dependent on having a Goku Angel in his team. So he's attack and defense of 150%. He gains an additional attack and defense of 50% as well. Key of 5 and all allies attack and defense of 10%, and chance of performing a crit of 10% when there's a Goku ally whose name includes Goku Angel or Trunks Kid attacking in the same turn. He's also a Goku's Family category support, much like the other ones. So yeah, pretty good overall, pretty solid as a unit. Obviously very dependent on being paired up with a Goku Angel or a Trunks Kid in his turn, but yeah, regardless of that, very good. He also greatly raises his defense for one turn. He is very solid defensively. He has a very nice ceiling with his defense. And he also lowers attack, which is quite helpful in ESBR and SBR. It does just help to prevent a large amount of damage. And you can see that here. He looks pretty damn solid overall. Now finally we have the Physical Goku. Physical Goku is a really solid unit for ESBR. He brings with him raising his attack and defense for one turn, which is great. He also has a medium chance of stunning the enemy, which is very helpful. He has 159% defense with attack of 159% and disables the enemy's guard for 7 turns from the start of turn. So disabling guard's a bit of a random one, but basically just means everyone does type neutral damage, which is good. He has attack of 59% plus a high chance of evading the enemy's attack starting from the 8th turn of battle. Now you're not going to see that a lot in ESBR because obviously Goku's not going to be out for 8 turns, but you know, if for some reason you do end up at 8 turns, that is important to note, he will gain an additional defense of 20% with each attack evaded, up to 59% when there's an ally whose name includes Goten Kid on the team. Plus he has an additional key +2 and attack and defense of 59% when that ally is attacking in the same turn. So he's going to be very strong alongside Goten Kid. Obviously that's going to be our one pairing. And then we're going to have the Ultimate Gohan with the Tech Ultimate Gohan on the other turn, because why not? And that would be our 2 pairings. But so far so good, pretty solid from both of them. I think, you know, Goten looks really decent. Goku looks really decent. Gohan takes a little bit of time to build up for ESBR, but he does look pretty solid, so it's going to be interesting to see how they all do. Obviously, the main thing that you kind of want to be aware of, at least for these guys, is obviously just that it is Extreme Super Battle Road stage, so you do need to be somewhat careful about, you know, where you place them and things like that. But there's a decent amount of utility. Yeah, Goku can stun, Goten can lower attack. Gohan's a little bit more raw than the other ones, only really raising his attack. He doesn't really have that much utility, but he's still pretty decent. And since Tech Gohan can run decently alongside him, they share 3 pretty good links, you don't really have a big issue. You don't have like a massive problem running the 2 of them together, because at least you can have like Gohan, tank for Ultimate Gohan, and then you can, like this kind of lineup we can do here, pretty decent. Obviously, Int Gohan doesn't really mesh well with Strength Gohan, but we should be able to see a decent performance from him. We are going to run with items here, just so we can see how well they do. So obviously, you get all of these guys from the Majin Buu Saga Extreme Z area. It's pretty straightforward Extreme Z area. You also pick them up from the Most Evil Majin, or Evil Revived, the Most Fearsome Majin event. And so you can pick them up from there. Honestly, they're pretty good. They're pretty strong units. They can handle ESBR under a full lead, which is pretty good. They also are going to be somewhat useful for doing Dokkan events, for clearing, some older content and some older challenges. You'll see them a lot in my free-to-play challenge series, where they are really good. They're good in combination with each other, especially Goten and Goku. They're like a very, very strong, powerful combination. And you can see here, they look really, really solid together. So yeah, it's a really, really nice units to use. They're very strong, great synergy. They provide support to each other. They bring a lot of utility. So Goten and Goku, I would say, are probably top choices as free-to-play units. Only thing is their damage is probably lacking a little bit comparatively to Gohan, especially once Gohan's fully built up. He's going to have a lot more of a damage capacity than them. The fact that he auto-fires, well, pretty much auto-fires an additional super attack, the fact that he stacks attack, the fact that you can build him full crit because of this, is very good. I think Gohan would have been a lot better if they had simply just made him raise defense for 1 turn. Raising defense for 1 turn would have made him an incredibly solid unit and made him very, very powerful, but also very, very useful. I think for all events, like he could have done LGEGT, could have done Legendary Vegeta event, like he could have done a lot of events. You don't like necessarily, would have had to run, like you could have run him in pretty much everything, I think then, which is pretty good. Obviously, maybe they didn't want to do that because his passive's not so restrictive, like he just needs a Goku's Family unit, which makes sense. But for me, I don't know, I think it would have been better, considering he doesn't have any utility. And when you don't have utility, when your defense is not enough to handle the hardest content in the game, then it means that you don't really have like a lot of places to go. Yes, he can stack damage, but what's that good for? Just the original Goku event, I guess, which is okay, but it just could be a tiny bit better, I think. But yeah, overall, for me, they did a really, really good job. I think all 3 units are definitely serviceable and 100% viable in this, in this content. They're very, very strong. They're very, very powerful. Here we're going to see we're going to use them with an item. So we're not going to use any item here, and we're going to see how well they do. And they're going to handle everything more than fine. They do have a little bit of support on the rotation, obviously, but overall they are just looking very good. Link leveling is not really necessary for these guys, just because of how they function, so I don't really feel like that's entirely necessary to do anything. But yeah, definitely they are very, very powerful units, super strong. I like them, I like what they bring to the table. And yeah, I just think they're good in synergy with each other. Yes, that does limit them a little bit on other teams, but for certain events you can run them and they're going to do a lot of good work. So I personally quite like them. I think they're really, really great. And yeah, for me, honestly, more than fine. So impressive with their overall performance. I think Ultimate Gohan's maybe the least impressive one, but you're going to see here, he's going to have decent damage now. Obviously now he's fully built up, so he will have pretty solid damage overall. He's not gonna rock like 5 million or something, but he does stack at a decent rate, and double super attacks are helpful. Like I said, you can build him with full crit, which does help. So there is like plenty to do, but it is just one of those things. So yeah, pretty good stuff overall from the team. You will see his attack stats pop up here. 2.2 million, pretty decent. Obviously now kind of on par with Goku and Goten. 2.4 million, pretty solid as well. He does have the ability to triple super, which yeah can occur, but I would just build him more crits. I think that's just going to be a lot more useful overall, if I'm entirely honest with you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I don't really think we need to see too much more. We are just going to finish off Gohan here, and just head to the next stage, just using the active skill basically because we can. But yeah, I think overall they did a great job. I think they're super duper solid. I think if you do have them and you are interested in taking out some especially older SBR stages, but you know, some newer ESBR or things like that, or you're just looking for some units to complete Majin Buu Saga stages or Goku's Family or anything like that, then I think yeah, you couldn't go really wrong with these guys. I think you're gonna have a great time, and I think you'll be more than good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it from me. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Of course, as always, if you did, leave a like on the video. I'll really appreciate it. Or you can leave a comment, and I'll try and reply back and get back to you. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, see you guys next time. Bye.